Lazy Perfectionist 1, this is in response to your question for Science Volume 2, Carbon Behavior. Now, first of all, let me state that I am not a biologist, and I do not play one on TV. I just have a tendency to not forget what I've learned. I took college biology, and that's where I learned the differences between plants, cell parts of a plant, cell parts of an animal. And it sounds to me like you're confusing chloroplast with mitochondrion. Chloroplast is what plants have to turn light and carbon dioxide into energy the cell needs to survive. Well, that's what they teach you in elementary school. In college, they get it into more detail. Let me move on to the mitochondrion. The mitochondrion produces a molecule called ATP, adenine triphosphate, I'd like to say. If I remember correctly, it's three phosphates connected to an amino acid. Well, the process of making that requires energy, but not nearly as much energy as it produces. You Now, let's go back to the chloroplast. The chloroplast takes carbon and other minerals from the ground, which is transported via water, takes it all to the chloroplast in the leaves, and using light creates ATP. Now, the cell does not use this ATP. The mitochondrion uses this ATP. The mitochondrion uses this ATP to generate more ATP. Whereas the animal cell, its mitochondrion uses sugar. One of three energy sources: sugar, protein, and fat. Uses one of those three to make the ATP. There's a big long chemical process which I don't remember right offhand. Just remember the general idea. Alright? It takes two ATP which are attached to the adenine. Then it puts a third one on it. So now it's adenine triphosphate. Adenine diphosphate, adenine triphosphate. Okay? From there, the adenine triphosphate is then sent through a second chemical reaction in which it takes some other leftover adenine diphosphate and throws another phosphate on it, once again creating adenine triphosphate. Now, this is then sent to the various parts of the cell, which will use the adenine triphosphate. It will break one of the chemical bonds, which is going to release energy, and you'll be left with adenine diphosphate. This adenine diphosphate then goes back to the mitochondrion, so we can get adenine triphosphate. And back to the plant cells. I think an easy analogy would be the plant wants to eat. Okay? It's going to take adenine diphosphate and an additional phosphate, throw it in the oven. The oven just happens to be solar powered. Kind of like bread. It's baking its own bread. Comes out adenine triphosphate, which then goes to the mitochondrion, which then uses that to make more adenine triphosphates, which then go to the cell. I hope this has cleared things up for you.